staying in Southern Africa, the World Bank said this week that South Africa could halve poverty by 2030 if it passes the right reforms. The World Bank has said that corruption, tackling corruption, providing policy certainty, and fixing things like higher education need to be the focus for the government. Vuyiswa, good news for South Africa. It could have poverty by 2030. The question is how, if it passes the right reforms. This is not new for South Africa. South Africa understands it needs to reform its economy. The question is, how can we go from the theoretical, in principle is what you need to do, to actually doing it?
Well, picking up on what dilemma Namibia is facing with regard to increasing empowerment of the majority, South Africa is now, based on crisis, really, crisis management, having to actually focus on dealing with the protest of the young generation that is going to inherit this mess if it's not dealt with, who are saying, make fees and education a viable entity within South African life so that that generation can get the necessary education to take advantage of this empowerment, which is just nothing but a theoretical construct at the moment.
Policymakers understand this. They understand the legacy of apartheid. Just last week, I think the World Bank came out and said officially South Africa is the most unequal country in the world, and it's a legacy of apartheid. So the point I'm getting at here is we understand the problem. We kind of understand the policy prescriptions. It's the execution that's difficult here. It's not that simple to push through these kinds of reforms.
No, it's not that simple, but it's not impossible either.
Thank you very much, Vuyiswa. Tricky road ahead for economic reform in South Africa.